Hello everyone. I'll give people a bit of time to arrive. Not sure how many people are going to get coming to the stream, but this will be a preview of the Tzeentch faction, so the Missing Chaos faction for my Dominion 6 Warhammer mod, and I'm just going to kind of durdle around with them in single player for a bit and to kind of show off what they can do. So the mods I'm going to have enabled are the main Sombre Warhammer mod. I'm going to be using the National Pop Type and PD mod that goes without the submod. AI Starting Forces boosters and AI pre-generated pretenders, and there are pre-generated pretenders for Tzeentch, and there's a National Pop Type and PD for Tzeentch as well. That's all going to be updated in the next version of the mod, and I'll also be disabling Middle Age Vanilla Nations. So let's just create a world. We will go with maybe. Do you want small caves, 2 caves? Let's do 2 caves. Wraparound's fine. And we'll just do medium. So we'll just do kind of generic settings. Let's use streams each. And let's go with some AIs, that's fine. And I think I'll put them on difficult. And then these are going to be random because the only nations you can have are the Warhammer ones. So that's fine. We're going to be Tzeentch, Pawns of the Infinite Puzzle. Tzeentch is one of the 4 ruinous powers, the gods of chaos that draw strength from the darkest mortal emotions and drives. Tzeentch is known as the Changer of Ways, the Lord of Sorcery, or the Architect of Fate. For their domain is change, evolution, mutation, intrigue, ambition, knowledge, sorcery, destiny, lies, and trickery. They've got a pretty big domain. The followers of Tzeentch take many forms, but all seek to carry out their fate as pieces in Tzeentch's infinite game. Just see if they've got anyone to let me know that the audio and everything's working. Should be working fine, but I will keep an eye on the chat. Oh, has it signed me out? It's annoying. Just signed back in. It does like to sign me out of YouTube when I'm in OBS. But should be okay. There we go. And Ibis says, yeah, we're hearing fine. Good. Hey, Ibis. Okay, so this is Tzeentch. Their race is mostly humans with partial cold resistance. They are beasts of chaos and they prefer cold +2. This is the same as the other chaos nations. Their military is very similar to the other chaos nations. We've got exceptional heavy infantry, cavalry, medium infantry, some ranged weapons. Tzeentch is a bit more ranged than the others. They have access to a few different things, which I'll go into in a moment, including their chosen, which have ranged attacks. Some troops and commanders can earn promotional transfiguration. It's the same as the other Chaos Nations. Their magic is quite varied. They have strong astral fire, air, glamour, and then they have blood and water. And I should add, so there's something I need to fix. I need to add earth in there because they do have a little bit of earth access as well. Their priests are fairly weak, and their demons weaken outside Dominion, same as the other Chaos Nations. And if you have a lab that you control outside of your Dominion, it gets destroyed, which is a mechanic I'll go into in a moment. Their mechanic that's unique to them is that they gather secrets to unlock gates in their capital, and then they get rewards for doing that. They've got big turmoil, so basically you'll be going turmoil 3 most of the time, and they've got extra cold and extra magic. Normal forts, but their labs cost 100 gold extra, and that's a balancing mechanic for what Tzeentch can do with some of their labs. But it also just represents they take labs very seriously, so they're a bit more expensive. So just going through their lineup really quick, I'm just going to show these because I know some people are watching this just as kind of a preview of what they're going to be getting, and they'll be familiar with a lot of them. You've got your basic scout, same as the Marauder Hunter. Tzeentch things tend to have a little bit more precision, so I think their hunters might be slightly better, but I can't recall. We've got Marauders. When you recruit those, you get various types of Marauder. You don't just get the one with the axe. Berserkers, very similar to the others, but it's got a falchion and an axe instead of 2 axes. They're light horsemen, again very similar to the other light horsemen used by the others, the other chaos factions. They have a horse archer, so this is unusual. This is a true ranged troop that they have, which you don't normally get with chaos. And yeah, they get a proper horse archer. He's not very heavily armored or anything, but he is a pretty good horse archer. He's got okay precision. I think he gets the -2 for being mounted, but basic 12, and then he's got a composite bow, and he's a mobile archer, and he's pretty cheap at 25, and pretty hard hitting with a falchion, so I think they're quite usable. They've got Chaos Warriors. They come in 2 different types, one with a Kopesh and Shield, which is this one. The Kopesh is basically like a broadsword, but slightly worse. It doesn't have the defensive bonus, and I think the damage is... I think it's the same, it's just -1 defense, basically. And that's a common blade used in the Tzeentch faction. Oh, and the other one you get is a Halberd, and Halberds are really good on Chaos Warriors because they hit super hard and they've got good length. You've got your Chaos Ogres. I should say that the Chaos Warriors have true sight. That's part of their kind of inbuilt Tzeentchian nature, as they come with true sights. You've got lots of stuff with true sight available. Then you've got Chaos Ogres with falchions and axes, pretty good armor, typical kind of Chaos Ogre, 2 attacks, very nice. You've got Chaos Trolls. Now these are a bit different from the other Chaos Trolls. They've got pretty great stats. They've got less regeneration than the other Chaos Trolls. They've got 5% instead of 10 and 15%, I believe the other ones. They've got lots of attacks, including the Vomit attack, which is area effect. Of course, it's kind of corrosion. And the key thing about them, they don't have any fire vulnerability, which is very important because Tzeentch, because they get to throw a lot of fire around. And they're not undisciplined because they are smart trolls. They've had their third eye opened by Tzeentch. Well, smart 4 are trolls. They're capable of following orders. So yeah, smart trolls means you can do a bit more kind of buffing and do clever tactics with them and things. Basic Chaos Knights, that of course promote into Chosen. And then you've got your Chosen Warriors and Chosen Knights. So the Chosen Knights have magical weapons. They've got the Fire Lance and Fire Sword, and those have these extra effects when they hit: Cast Fire and Soul Scorch. So they have great big damage penalties, -5 and -4, but they are armor piercing and they use your strength, so strength buffs make them stronger. These armor piercing kind of secondary effects. They activate whenever you hit. You don't have to wound to do them. And they're linked together, so you do a bunch of fire magic damage, and then you also do some non-fire damage. So fire resistance doesn't help against the soul scorch part of it, and it is armor piercing, but magic resistance does negate it. And you'll see that on a bunch of different things that Tzeentch has, where it does half fire and half non-fire damage, both armor piercing, but one of them you can resist with magic resistance. The Chosen Warrior also has Cast Fire, so he's just got a falchion as his weapon. He's got the typical really good armor and stuff and good stats, true sight and everything. And he's sacred. And he's got Cast Fire, which is a range 15 ranged attack. They are quite precise. They have 13 built-in precision. They can use Cast Fire in melee as well, and it does -5, so their strength is 14, I believe. So it does 9 armor piercing damage, and then it does 10 armor piercing, magic resistance negates damage as well off the Skull Scorch. Ahmed Ali, hello. First time here. I enjoy your mods for a long time. I'm glad you've been enjoying them. Yeah, it's I really have fun making them. I'm glad people enjoy them. So I'll just quickly go through the commanders. We've got the Aspiring Champion. He's the classic starting position commander, and then he gets promoted up to the Exalted Hero and then to the Chaos Lord, which I'll show you in a little bit. But the Exalted Hero is different from the other Exalted Heroes of the other Chaos factions. He's got this Cast Blue Fire, which is an upgraded version of Cast Fire, basically. It does a bit more attacks, further range. Comes with a magic weapon, but also he has magic because the Tzeentchian Exalted Heroes and Chaos Lords are mages as well as being kind of badass melee guys. So you're really going to want them to be promoted, but they do cost a bit more experience to promote. The Aspiring Champion for the other Chaos factions, I think, requires 40 experience. I may be wrong here. I'm going to have to check this, and I might change it before release, I guess. But I believe this is a little bit more experience than the other ones take to get promoted. But you get a mage, and he costs more if you're just hiring him with having high enough dominion, you're just hiring them in your capital. You also have the cultists. So these guys are basically for spreading your dominion and spying. So they are sacred spies. They're quite cheap at 70 gold for being able to do spies. But they're also level 1 priests, pretty stealthy, and they have Inquisitor, which means that they're effectively a Holy 2 priest when they're preaching in enemy dominion. So you want to... They're only 1 command point each. You send those out all over the place to spread your dominion, and there's good reason to do that. One of the reasons being that the demons are tougher. Got a Marauder Shaman with these randoms. I'm not going to go too much into these. Don't require a lab. They're pretty decent. You've got your Acolyte, who's your kind of basic research workhorse. They've got a +2 research bonus. They are also spies, and they are also stealthy, which can be very useful if you get a fort under siege with the research engine in it. They can escape by being stealthy. And of course, because they've got Astral 1, and then they've got 1 each of these parts, really good communion mages. Very straightforward, but again, nice to have spies. They take 2 recruitment points. You're not getting them for 1 like the cultists. Your basic sorcerer, I say basic, but they're really expensive and powerful. 440 gold at the moment, subject to change, depending on whether I've got the balance horribly wrong. We've got Fire 1, Air 1, Astral 2, Glamour 1, Holy 1, and then you've got randoms. So you're either going to have Fire 2, Air 2, or Glamour 2, and then you're going to either have Water 1, Earth 1, or Blood 1. So you get one of these 3 paths at level 2, and then you get an extra 1 at level 1. So again, really good communion mages. Tzeentch is pretty big into communions. Then the Sorcerer Lord, this is a capital only. He can fly around because he's mounted on a disc. He's got storm immunity, so he can storm fly. He's got Fortune Teller. I believe this should also have Fortune Teller, so I'll make a note for that for myself to put that in. And I don't know whether he's supposed to have 19. I'll check, but they're going to have some level of Fortune Teller at least. So he has got a couple of advantages. One thing is that he's got 4 arms, so you've got more slots to carry boosters and useful things for a mage, and you can also thug these guys out. He has got built-in ranged attacks, which can be quite useful if you want him to. If he's like a communion master and you don't want him to cast spells that turn to fatigue out the slaves, you can tell him to shoot his fire attacks instead. And then he's got really good paths: 2 fire, 1 air, 3 astral built-in, 2 glamour built-in, 2 holy. And then we also have, so you're either going to have air 2, fire 3, or glamour 3 from that random, and then you're going to have 1 in earth, blood, and water. Again, they're not that into it, but they're useful as communion masters at least. So there's what your recruitables, and I'll just quickly show you the summons. I'm not going to go too much into these, but I'll put them up on screen so people can see them, and they can pause and have a look if they're interested. Blue Horrors, your little fiddly tiddly guys, your smallest demons, but still pretty good. They've got cast blue fire attacks. Does the same thing, half fire damage, half non-fire, but magic resists damage. Worse outside the Dominion. Pink Horrors. When a pink horror is killed, it turns into a blue horror, which is nice, so you get kind of 2 lives with them. Also, anything that it kills with its pink fire attacks, I believe it's anything it kills with the Soul Scorch. Yes, it says those kills will rise as soulless beings, but it doesn't mean soulless beings. In fact, anything you kill with the Soul Scorch will turn into a blue horror. So they can be quite good raining fire on the enemy and turning them, the things they kill, into blue horrors as well. It can be quite a uphill battle for the enemy to get through that. You have Flamers, who are these floating true sight dark vision. Well, I think all the demons have dark vision, but all the Tzeentch ones have true sight. They've got good precision, and then they've got these very nasty ranged attacks. The Gout of Warp Flame. It's area effect 1. It's got range strength. Damage is equal to strength and armor piercing. And then it also does a Soul Scorch area effect 1 as well. So again, you've got like half fire, half magic resists damage. They do 2 of those. They're really nasty. They're also okay in melee, although they don't have very much protection. They rely on their invulnerability and things. You've got Screamers. So Screamers are storm flyers, and they have this flying slash attack, which is defense negates, area effect 1, and it's low damage, magic, slashing or blunt, but 11 still not bad, and being area effect 1 is good. But basically, yeah, they're big tough boys that can fly over and attack at the back ranks. Can be very nice. Herald of Tzeentch is your commander of your pink horrors and blue horrors. He's a pretty good mage. He's got fire 1, astral 1, but then he can be fire 2, astral 2, and then he could also have air 1 or glamour 1. So he can do a bit of communion leading, and he's a way of getting a holy 2 as well. Then we have the Demon Prince. This is the thing that you can get through promotions. You can summon these as well, but that's the absolute end game of your promoting all your things up. So you can go, champion, aspiring, exalted hero, chaos lord, Demon Prince. The Demon Prince is a really powerful mage. So 2 fire, 3 astral, 2 glamour, 2 holy. Doesn't have any randoms or anything, but he does have 3 arms, which can be very helpful. And he comes with built-in magical weapons and some decent armor as well. Then we've got the Lord of Change. That's your greater demon. He does a lot of stuff. He has a huge number of abilities. He's a stealthy, glamorous guy. He's got all of these different sights. He's got Fortune Teller. He's got fire, air, astral, and glamour at good levels. Blood 1 built in as well, and he's a priest level 2. He's got fear and vulnerability, etc., etc. If he leaves friendly dominion, he does have reduced stats, and he loses 1 of each magic path, so he gets significantly worse as a kind of offensive caster when he leaves dominion. And Tzeentch is very into having its dominion everywhere. These are the promotions, so Aspiring Champion, Exalted Hero, Chaos Lord, Demon Prince. The Chaos Lord looks like this. He can fly, he's got a sort of a beaky head, he's got 2 fire, glamour, and 2 glamour, so good paths for buffing himself up as a thug. You can do a lot of the nice awe kind of splendor effects with those. You know, Fire Shield, Phoenix Pyre later on if you need to. Eventually they turn into a Demon Prince. You can see the route of promotion there. Multi-heroes, you get Chaos Lords, Heralds, and Sorcerer Lords, so all good stuff. Herald is probably the worst of those 3 things. And then we've also got the Spawn. So these are all the Chaos Spawn. I won't go through all the Chaos Spawn other than I'll just flick them on the screen briefly. People can pause and have a look if they want to. They are a bit different from the Spawn of the other factions because they tend to have some ranged weapons, which the others don't. Like this one's got a ton of ranged weapons. He's kind of like an artillery Spawn. But a lot of them have these ranged attacks, which is a bit different from the Spawn for the other Chaos Nations. And then you also have one unique hero who is the Breath of Life. That's Akold Hellbrass, and he gives you access to nature, which is nice. Nature 2, Glamour 2. He's got regeneration, and he's a healer as well. So that's what you boys. Let's whip up a quick Pretender. I'm not going to put too much emphasis on what I'm doing here. I'm just going to give them a Pretender so that we can crack on and show you some of the stuff in game. So I think I'll just take a bless that is decent amounts of glamour and whatnot. I want good dominion strength. I'm going to go dormant. I want to take a little bit of that. Let's have 3 turmoil. I want magic. That will do nicely. Oh, gotta spend the bless points. Silly. So I haven't really gone for an incarnate here. So I think I'm going to take strength. So reinvigoration is particularly good for Tzeentch because their ranged magic attacks from their chosen tire them out. So having a bit of reinvigoration is good. And then let's have something from glamour. We'll have blur, sneaky sacreds. Not really. Let's go for another point of. Well, no, let's go for another point of reinvigoration, and then we'll just take Mountain Survival, that's fine. Sunthought, you'll do. I'm just going to turn the thrones off for this, for the purposes of showing you this, and let's just get on with it. Just check if we've got any messages in the chat. Yes, Ibis points out there's no ammo on those ranged magic spells, that's right, they just use fatigue, they just tire you out when you use them rather than using ammo. And asks, is there no combat cast attack on the Exalted Hero? There should be a combat cast attack on the Exalted Hero, you're quite correct. I'm just going to make a note of that. We'll add combat cast to Exalted Hero. And I think the other thing I was going to do was check fortune teller values. I think I've got one in that's like a debug value. But they should have, 9 fortune tellers, a kind of sensible amount for them to have. Ice Frosty Raven says, hello, good day to you, sir, too. So, typical messages, and then we get our Tzeentch Special Mechanics Explainer. So, you're probably familiar with Path of the Warrior. Your Chaos Warriors and Knights can get upgraded, or they can turn into Forsaken or Chaos Spawn. Fine. Path of the Champion, same thing. Your military commanders can get upgraded through experience-based promotions, and they might turn into a Chaos Spawn at each point. This is the new mechanic for Tzeentch, Gates and Secrets. As you accumulate secrets, you will unlock gates, sites in your capital that will grant you a reward when first unlocked, and a reward every turn. Each turn you are told how many more secrets are required to unlock the current gate. You get 1 secret per turn for each enemy province, enemy temple, and enemy lab in your dominion. So if there is an enemy province in your dominion that had both a lab and a temple, you would get 3 secrets each turn from that. You get 10 secrets if you fully control a lab outside your dominion, though the lab is destroyed in return. So basically, if you control a lab outside your dominion, the followers of Tzeentch destroy it in a kind of ritual blaze because it's outside of Tzeentch's sort of area of influence. It explodes and they steal all of the secrets from that, so you get 10 secrets. There are 9 gates that you cannot unlock the 9th gate because Tzeentch is behind the 9th gate. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? What a start. So at least we can leave. We can go into the underground caves here. But yeah, that's a terrible start. I would restart the single player game normally there, but I'm just kind of trying to show you some of their stuff, so I'm not going to. So we'll just make a profit, and I'm going to send my lad underground there. So we're going to have a profit, and we're going to recruit. I like to get Chaos Trolls with Tzeentch. I normally am not such a huge fan of Chaos Trolls, but because they can take orders, they're really useful. I'm going to get them, and I'm going to use them as bodyguards for my aspiring champions. That doesn't leave us with many resources to spend, so I'm going to get some berserkers because they don't take that many resources. We could get some dogs. They're very cheap in resources. We could get 10 dogs as well, just to sort of catch lancers for us. Let's go with that. So, second turn of the game, it's going to tell us how many secrets we need to unlock that first gate. So Tzeentch requires another 30 secrets to be gathered before another gate in the impossible maze will become unlocked. As you accumulate secrets, you unlock gates, you get a reward and a reward each turn. You're told how many, etc., etc. So we've already seen that message. In our capital, you can see that we've got the first gate of the maze. It doesn't do anything because we haven't unlocked it yet. We have the Crystal Cavern, which we get because we took the Crystal Pretender, and we've got the Silver Tower, which is our capital income of 2 Astral, 2 Fire, and 1 Glamour. And lets us recruit, if we have enough Dominion or Exalted Hero, lets us recruit our Sorcerer Lord, Chosen Warrior, and Chosen Knight. But we don't have enough Dominion built up yet. So, I guess I should have turned down the amount of water on this map as well. That's probably wise, given there's no water maps. There's no water nations in Warhammer. Or that I've made, at least. To assign these to these. I'm going to give the dogs to our prophet because he has Beastmaster, because Marauder Chieftains are better at leading hounds around. And then let's just throw these guys to the front. So what I like to do is have all of my champions at the start attack closest and give them some bodyguards. So we're just going to put those up front. We've got some hounds, we'll put them at the back. And we've got some hunters, put them like that. And we're going to have you do Divine Blessing, and then you can work out what to do. I think I might give him... I've had stupid things happen before where he gets killed off, so I'm just going to throw some bodyguards on him too. Let's take these, and we'll go and take this. Looks easily takeable. What's going on underground? I have a horrible feeling these don't lead anywhere, and then we're going to be kind of stuck, aren't we? It's still fine because, you know, it's a preview. I can show you the stuff that Tzeentch has. So we've got Battle in Ovalshin. We still require 30 secrets. Obviously, we haven't got any enemies in our Dominion, so we can't. Indies don't count for that. It has to be enemy nations, so we're not gathering any secrets yet. Let's just zip through this. Very standard stuff. You can see it's nice to be able to assign Chaos Trolls as bodyguards. They do make really good bodyguards. They can keep up with the champions very nicely, and you know they can regenerate and everything, and they're quite big. They're more likely to take up attacks, I think. Sounds like it might be a little bit loud. Let me know if this is let me know if the game itself is a bit too loud. I'm going to turn it down for myself, but let me know if it's too loud for you. If the balance is no good. Easy win. We lose some Warhounds. But that's what Warhounds are for. And we lose a Marauder. Because I've got the pup type mod on, you can see they get their Montag type defenders. Something that I've changed to fix a problem is that you don't get Montags anymore from your fort province defense. You can see these are all just the same type of Marauder. That's because they were previously, if you took over underwater provinces and raised the province defense high enough, you would get them appearing, because the game doesn't know the Montag doesn't contain any underwater guys. They just appear and drown, basically, which is very silly. So I fixed that. Militia and Knights. we can recruit outside because we've got the pop type mod on. We've got your horse master, chieftain, and then the basic marauders. You can't get the horse archer ones, though. You do need a fort to get those. I do kind of feel like I want to do some stuff with the horse archer ones. I think I'm gonna get an acolyte and then some horse archers just to get our stuff going. This isn't optimal expansion by any means. They take quite a bit more resources than the light horsemen, but yeah, I'll go with that. And we will head back and then go and take the heavy cavalries and light cavalries one next turn. I don't know that I want to fight knights. I probably would win, but I would lose a lot of my stuff. So I'm just going to move back and we'll recruit some dogs to be lance catchers and another marauder maybe. That'll do me. Yeah, nothing there. Ice Frosty Raven says, I'm so excited for this next patch. Tzeentch is by far my favourite Chaos God in Warhammer. Well, I hope I've done them justice and you enjoy it. I think I've really had fun making them, and their sprites are really cool looking. They've got a really cool aesthetic. How well does the AI play Tzeentch? I haven't tested it a huge amount so far with the AI, but it should play it just fine. They tend to be pretty good with the Chaos factions, and I designed the mechanics so that the AI can do it by accident, basically. It doesn't need to know what it's doing in order to collect the secrets. It just needs to spread its dominion out over other players, and it will automatically get stuff. Dante's also saying they're looking forward to it, and yeah, you're not the only one who's looking forward to Tzeentch. A lot of people have been waiting quite a while for this, and I've been wanting to make it. It's like the final missing nation, so it's taken me many years, but I've finally gotten around to making them. Still require secrets. Do we check underground? Yeah, look, we do. We have a way out, so we can actually follow the caves, and hopefully we can find a way out there. That's cool. So we can live on a little island for now. So we're going to take our squad, and we are going to put the dogs at the front to catch some lancers. And I think we will... If I put them on fire and keep distance, I feel like they're gonna avoid the knights getting them. I'll just put them on that and we'll see how they perform. And we got a Forsaken Marauder, nice. The Tzeentch Forsaken tend to be better than the others. Like, he's got a magic claw and a trident, which is a two-handed weapon, but he's able to use it, he's got extra hands to use it. Yeah, the Tzeentch Forsaken tend to be better than the Forsaken of other gods, which is quite nice. And then their kind of basic marauders and things tend to be not quite as impressive as the Khorne ones, for instance. So we're going to go into there and fight those heavy cavalry, and I will recruit some. Have we got enough resources to do Chaos Warriors in any reasonable numbers? Not really. So let's have some more trolls, and we will just have a bunch of berserkers to just give us raw firepower, and we're going to go underground in the caves. Oh, actually, if we're going in the caves, Chaos Ogres. They've got Dark Vision 25. Anything with any amount of dark vision can be really useful in that sense. Now, 2 resources, I can buy another acolyte, so I'll just do that for now. Research-wise, in Conjuration, that's where you get all your summons. You are not into blood magic in the same way that other Chaos factions are as Tzeentch. Tzeentch is not really interested in blood sacrifice, he's interested in knowledge and magical power sorcery. So, you do have at a low level Chaos Spawn of Tzeentch, which is kind of nice, and you do have all the base game blood rituals. You don't have that much blood magic on your mages, and it's just not really that much of a focus for Tzeentch. But in Conjuration, you have Chaos Spawn summon fire gems, you've got blue horror summons fire gems, and then you've got pink horror summons for astral. And then at level 5, you get a bunch of stuff. You get your Herald of Tzeentch for astral, who's your mage and demon leader. You get Flamers, 4 gems each, they're really strong. You get Screamers, 3 air gems each. Somewhat strong. I'm not sure if the Screamers are actually a good idea or not. Can it be cast underwater? That's correct. It could be cast underwater. Spawn Cavalcade's interesting. You get 13 Chaos Spawn for 9 fire gems, so you can start spitting out a lot of spawn. Tzeentch is even more into spawn than the other Chaos gods are. And you've also got blue horror tied at that point. 13 fire gems and you get 15 blue horrors, so you get a bit extra than you normally would. Normally they're 1 fire gem each. You get more of them in one go. And I think there's an equivalent one. Hold on. Maybe I forgot to add it. Let me check. I think there's an equivalent one. Yeah, Demon Prince is at level 6 for 50 fire gems. I think pretty good for 50 fire gems. May need to be more expensive, not sure. For 18 Astral, you can get the Pink Horror Tide, where you get 12 Pink Horrors, and they really are very strong. They can, whatever they kill turns into blue horrors, so that's a pretty significant one for them. Level 7, you get 3 Flamers for 9, so you can get multiple Flamers in one go. School of Screamers, 15 air gems, and you get 6 Screamers. Again, not sure about the Screamers, I'll have to see how they go. And then 60 Astral Pearls at level 7, you get a Lord of Change. Gonna need some boosters to cast that though, I think. Have I done my recruitment? Yes, I've done everything else. And I am researching, and I'm researching Conjuration. It makes sense. Let's do, not Blood Magic, let's do Conjuration up to some level. Scoob says, thanks for your mod, it's an awesome time, really glad you're enjoying it. Braden says it's cool. Thanks, Braden. It's just really nice to get positive feedback from people. Generally speaking, I'm really lucky in that I get a lot of feedback on my mod, which a lot of other Dominions mod makers don't get so much feedback. And I get a lot of positive feedback, just people being really nice. Battle in Hesperia. So dogs, going to catch some lance. Ooh, that's quite a chunk of cavalry, isn't it? They've taken the forbidden formation, single file. So we're going to catch some lancers, and then hopefully our hard-hitting marauders and trolls are going to punch through. Ooh, I don't know. Not enough of them reach the front there. We might be in trouble here. Our archers are just arching back there. They're getting some kills. We're really struggling to kill these heavy cavalry. So one of my trolls has got a bit chopped up. Has lost an eye. Can he survive? Nope. Yeah, we might be in a bit of trouble here. I didn't think it was going to be that many heavy cavalry. Oh, and my marauders have run away. Oh no, they're firing and retreating, that's fine. Glad I gave him some bodyguards. I should keep him alive, I hope. So we're kind of relying on our good morale to keep us in the fight here. Which looks like it's working. We've routed the heavy cavalry. What have they got left? Some light cavalry, that's it. So will our guys run away before they kill the light cavalry? That's the question. If they just keep going, we'll win. We're good. So that really just rested on my 2 aspiring champions doing a lot of work there. I think they've probably got several kills. Let's take a look. Yeah, 11 kills between the 2 of them. Very nice. At the chieftain, using smite, got a few. I did lose a troll, but I got 3 kills with them. Yeah. I think the berserkers were just badly placed. Anyway, it had to be done. So, let's get everyone down this passage. I think I just want to bring everyone back. I think that is a step too far, taking the knights now. So I'm going to bring everyone back. And I think I probably... Actually, if I leave one of these guys... I'll send those 2 back. Wait, no. I'll send those 2 back. And Askell can stay there. And he's going to pick up some more troops. Oh, I can't get virtually any from there. There's no resources. Right, forget that plan. Go to Tzeentch. Let's give them some more troops. We're going to go underground, so let's get the ones with dark vision. But also just... I need more guys. Dogs? Do they have... That's interesting that dogs in Dominions don't have dark vision. Maybe they should. I feel like dogs do have better dark vision than human beings. Yeah, maybe just more ogres. I think I want to have just a lot of aspiring champions. Yeah, we're going to go aspiring champion heavy because they're going to eventually turn into the exalted heroes that are really good. We're just looking at Zots down there. Pfft, nothing. Get out of here. Get out of here, Zots. You're drunk. Go home. Joe Smith says, labs destroyed outside of Dominion is pretty crazy. I'm intrigued. Yeah, so you don't get to keep the labs outside of Dominion, but when they're destroyed, you do get 10 secrets, which is a significant number of secrets for unlocking stuff. And Scoob is saying they did a multiplayer map with the Warhammer mod, and they're crushing people left and right with liches, Nagash, skeleton spam, and chariots. All of those seem a bit too strong. Oh, I can take a look at that if you give me some. Let me know in the Dominion's modding Discord in the Warhammer channel. That's a good place to leave feedback on things that you think is a bit too strong. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if some stuff needs a bit tweaking. Do you think these units need a nerf? So specifically, you mean liches, skeletons, and chariots. Skeleton chariots for Nagash's are. They might be too strong against the AI, I think. They're quite vulnerable to being banished, though. They get mangled up by just lots of priests casting banish on them. Kicker says, seems like the streaming is going a lot better compared to the last time I looked in here. Well, that's because I updated my computer that was 10 years old. So it seems to be working a bit better, yeah. I am going to give these guys some troll bodyguards. That's what they get. You all deserve a troll bodyguard, in my opinion. In fact, you, who have the most experience, deserve true troll bodyguards. And then ogres. Let's take Askell here. He will be the main war leader. Right, these guys, going to put them all on attack closest, and we're just going to put them up there. A lot of our firepower in battles is just coming from these aspiring champions who have really good stat lines. Yeah, firing to keep distance wasn't really being super useful there, so I'm going to say hold and attack rear. I feel like the Zots are just going to drop on us, if I remember correctly. Well, we'll see how we do. I'm just going to take all of these guys and chuck them down in the Zots, because we need to just start taking underground stuff. Is there not... This is very annoying. If there's no underground way out of here, then this is a single player game that is doomed. It's lucky that I'm just doing a nation preview here, because that is a crazy single player start. If it had given me like a land bridge here to Troll Canyons, I wouldn't really have a problem. It would be like, okay, that's not great, only having the 3 neighbors and everything, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. But if there's no way out of the caves, that's quite bad, isn't it? I'm going to send some cultists down there to investigate those caves, and I'm going to... I mean, it has to be cave-based stuff, so I'm going to have to just recruit some more things. So we're going to have a lot of gold because we're so constricted. Let's do trolls. Yeah, it really is just trolls and ogres, and then cultists. And we're just going to have a ton of gold, so I guess we just recruit some more commanders from these, but there's basically no resources in them. Dante says the game is underrated, the mod is even more underrated. Well, I certainly think, I mean, Dominions is a relatively popular game for its very specific niche that it's in, and it's quite critically well regarded. But yeah, thanks for saying the mod is even more underrated. Pink Horrors making Blue Horrors is so cool. It really is. I really enjoy it. I hope to show you some Pink Horrors, but I may not get a chance because this map's so scuffed up. But I'll try and do some more streams of single player with Tzeentch. Once the mod's released, it'll be in the next couple of days. I'll actually do the update to the next version, release that to the public. This is just me kind of showing it off a bit. Battle in Stumble Down Passage. So they're all going to land on us, and they're going to get absolutely annihilated. Oh, did they manage to... Are you running? You coward. Battle fright. Morn Cursefinger, Morn Cowardfinger. And then we've got guys at the back. Okay. It's not so surprisingly nasty underground just because they're dark vision. You know, being bats, they don't need eyes to see. But I think our ogres are gonna push through this, and then we attach the back. That's fine. What do we lose? Some hunters. A chaos troll. Chaos troll. Boo. Found some nature gems. Yeah, it looks like the map gen has just completely stuffed us here, right? Absolutely stuffed us. So I think that I don't want to kind of restart this, so I'll just try and show you some more stuff, and I'll just put off a single player stream to another time so I can show you things a bit more sensibly on a less ridiculous map. Normally the Dominion's map generator does not do stuff like that to me, I have to say. That's a pretty rare occurrence. Soulless Long-Dead Horseman, yeah, it's probably doable. Let's make sure you're doing your banishment, which is Return of the Past, yeah. Let's make sure you're doing that. I give you a troll. One of my aspiring champions wasn't very impressive there, was he? Morm Cursefinger. We're going to rename you to Morm Yellow Streak. Send those guys on the ground. And we'll give old Morm Yellow Streak some troops to bring up with him. Let's get a sorcerer. We've got tons of gold. And we're going to get some chosen. We've got our high Dominion high enough now that we can get some chosen and show them throwing some fire around, so that'd be nice. Get some dogs to distract from when they're throwing their fire around. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Just needed an entrance up, going up from the caves there, and it's just not happened. I guess I should be recruiting whatever I can outside of my cap, which is basically nothing. See if we've got any more questions in the chat. The cave has a look of the Tzeentch logo. It does a little bit, if that's what you mean. Yeah, it does look a bit like that bit there. It does look a bit like the Tzeentch logo. Oh, you mean this? The shape of it? Yeah, it does look. They've just put Tzeentch in their own little zoo. Any more questions? Looks like a boot to me. Kicker says, thanks for keeping this mod going for such a long time, though I prefer this to the Total War games since I suck at macro management of real-time battles. This is a great alternative for it. Yeah, I'm not great in real-time battles. I play a bit of real-time strategy games, like I play Beyond All Reason and I play Warhammer Total War sometimes and some things like that, but I'm not very good. I either end up having to use the pause all the time to kind of enjoy myself, I have to just constantly be pausing it, or I just sort of don't really care what I'm doing and like, yeah, I don't like the kind of micromanaging all those units and things. I find it a bit tedious. Gonna get some knights, chosen knights, and I'm gonna get some cultists just to bless them, and then we're gonna go and knock over those knights. So, do I have a war leader for doing? Oh no, I'm gonna have to recruit one, am I? Let's get a cultist and aspiring then, and we'll do that instead. Well, they won over there. Whoops. Would you like some bodyguards, sir? In fact, I'm going to make all those guard commander, and we'll just stick him in the front. Haven't got any promotions yet. We do have a couple of these guys who are going to be doing. They'll do it without me telling them to. They'll just do blesses. If there's anything to bless. You actually, I've just realised I don't. Oh no, that's fine. I could just use these guys as war leaders, but whatever. Go over there. They actually have sailing. Oh look, because I've got sailing. Has the game been crafty? Has it realised I've got sailing commanders? I'm not going to make excuses for it, but I actually can sail across. This isn't totally doomed. This single player game, I can sail troops across because I do have sailing commanders. I had forgotten about that because the Marauder chieftains have access to their long ships. That being the case, should we be getting stuff so that we can sail across into Bright Gate? I mean, I've got guys to spare. Yeah, maybe I'll recruit some more and I can just test what's in Bright Gate. I'll just do that with him on his own. I'll just find out what's there. Got some troops. Yep. Got that going there. Fine. Battle in Bright Gate. What's there? Great, more knights. 12 knights, 19 longbowmen, 30 militia. 12 knights isn't, not doable. Cold Hollows. This is just a bunch of... So Pale Ones are normally a joke, right? An absolute turkey of a creature. It's got terrible protection. It's rubbish at fighting, but underground, they're not terrible. But can they stand up to these guys? Similar stats, much less protection. No, but they do massively outnumber us. And they do throw sticks and stones, which, sting. Ow. But our ogres are going to do pretty well, and our trolls... I think our trolls have even better dark vision, actually. Yeah, dark vision 50s. The trolls actually coming out not too bad underground. We'll just bash our way through those. Still require secrets. 2 promotions. Hooray! So we've got Asker Warpclaw and Palace Eyewing are both up for promotion. So they'll either turn into a Chaos Spawn or an Exalted Hero next turn. Let's go and take on more of these turkeys. Get in there, get those turkeys. I actually sent these guys down here to be sort of preaching and stuff, so we're going to go and do that. Should I be recruiting anything down here? Who knows? Let's recruit some stuff. Yeah, whatever. Give me some Zots. Got a lot of resources down here. We've got ridiculous amounts of gold at the moment. So we'll just get some leaders and throw some boys on them. Do they have long ships? No, they don't. But you certainly do. So I think our objective here is going to be getting through Brightgate, not getting Lombaria necessarily. Although getting Lombaria lets us recruit more stuff. Could we beat Lombaria with what we've got? We've got a lot of lance catchers, but lance catchers are not how you win. They're just good for taking fewer casualties. We do have a lot of firepower there, though. I'm going to say that we can win this. And the way we'll win it is by shooting them with fireballs from our chosen and killing them off with our knights. And your job be hold 2 turns, attack enemy cavalry. Yeah, that's fine. You will be over there blessing them. I don't need to tell them to do that, they'll just do it. And they'll bless the guys at the front. And our dogs will catch lancers. This is the big plan. Will it work? Who knows? Oh, I've only got the one. That's bad. I didn't realise one of those guys isn't a priest. Alright, I'm going to send my sorcerer in to be a priest then. So where's my other priest? He is down there doing the knights. Yes, fine. So you're going to be doing... bless, and then cast whatever you want. Go and take that. Good luck. God be with you. We do actually have enough resources now that I can get a bunch of Chosen every turn, so that's pretty good. We can get Sorcerer too. Sorcerer and some Chosen, pretty strong. I guess we've got resources coming in from the caves, that's what made the big difference. Kicker says, just so you know, if you like Battle Brothers, there is a big overhaul mod called Battle Brothers Reforged that went public a couple of days ago. It has been a nicer base difficulty-wise than Legends. So I might give that a check. I really did like Battle Brothers. That was a really fun game. Ice Frosty Raven says, I think this mod of yours is one of the best game mods I've tried out in a long time. That is very kind of you to say. There are a ton of fantastic mods for different types of games, but you made one of my favourite fantasy series into one of my favourite strategy games. Thank you. You are welcome. If you want to tip me for my work, go to Ko-Fi and you will find that you are able to do that, but do not feel obligated to do that. I mod for free and for fun. It's not something to do with money or anything, but some people do like to tip. Battle in Lombaria. Come on, catch those lancers. So they fell a bit short because they overestimated how far forward the knights would be, but they are now going to roast them. Mainly hitting my own guys, but you can do better next time. I believe in you. Perfect opportunity to shoot here. Still mostly hitting the hounds, you idiots. So in melee, good shape, good stats, blurred, all the benefits of the blessers we've got, very hard hitting because of their high strength, and the cast fire benefits from the strength too. And you can see that they are doing pretty good against the knights already. And here come the trolls, backing them up. Go on, vomit on those knights and screw their armour up. There you go, rust their armour with your vomit. So our elite troops here will have not too much difficulty dealing with these knights, I suspect. Yeah, and it's nice to see them firing their weapons in close combat there, that's cool. Our knights have got caught in militia, which they'll have no problem destroying, so that's fine. Here we go, easy peasy. Who got what kills? Lost and Warhounds, fine. Sorcerer got a kill with something, Aspiring Champion's got some kills, lovely. Very good. Smother Dark. This is just cave turkeys, which is what I call pale ones. So the ogres are going to beat them up, probably. And you can see my guys awaiting promotion are there. It's good for them to be in battles as much as possible, because winning battles gets you a good chunk of XP every time. And slashing things in combat also gives you some extra XP. Right. An aspiring champion who drew the Watchfly of Tzeentch. And Seek Exaltation. I need to fix that. Let me go and fix that now. And Seek. No. Wait, is that grammatically who drew the Watchfly and Seek? Yeah, it's because I copied it from one of the other nations. That is grammatically nonsense. Let me go and find where that is and fix it right now. I cannot stand to have a grammar typo like that. An exalted hero who drew the Watchful Eye of Tzeentch and sought exaltation. Past participle of Seek was transfigured. Cool. Fixed. Unknown monster joined, so he got turned into a spawn, that sucks. And then we have another one in Smother Dark. He was transformed into an exalted hero and he gets fire and glamour magic. Lovely. So, we get one spawn. What spawn did we get? We got a lesser chaos spawn. Boo, I was hoping for a greater chaos spawn. But he does have a Gout of Warp Flame attack, an area effect 1 ranged attack with pretty good strength. He does have a Flamer Maw that does fire when he bites people with it. His arm there, and he does have a Magic Claw and a Magic Bite, so pretty offensively nasty. He's got fire resistance, true sight, and dark vision. He can join the guys throwing the javelins, and they can fire whoever's closest to them. And then Are you going to behave yourself over there? Oh, Cynocephalians are horrible to fight, and there's a lot of cave turkeys there. I'm going to try that one, that's fine. We're coming up to about an hour of stream here, so maybe I'll just attempt to take Brightgate, and then I'll leave it there, and the new version of the mod will be coming soon. I'll just see if I've got any more questions for a go. Jerry Smith says, in my opinion, this Warhammer mod is better than Dominion 6 and better than Warhammer. Poor Vermin Lords at Conjuration 8. Yeah, I should look at the Vermin Lords research level. He might need to come down a little bit, I'm not sure. I don't enjoy Warhammer, the tabletop game, very much, and I never really played it. I enjoyed painting the miniatures, and I enjoyed the lore and reading the books and everything, but I never really enjoyed the game very much. It's just not really my thing. And that's one of the reasons I've made, this mod, is that I really love the setting and everything. And when I started making the mod back in Dominions 3, there was no such thing as Warhammer Total War, obviously. So this was my nearest thing to being able to play kind of a computerized good Warhammer game, was just to make it myself out of Dominion 6. I really like Dominion 6 itself, though, and the mod could not exist without the Dominion series giving such a fantastic base to work in. So I do want to praise Ilwinter's work there. It's really good. Let us gather our boys. Can we move from... I think we have to be... I don't think I can move from Tzeentch to Brightgate. I'm just going to check what his sailing says. I'm guessing it's a single province sail, so I have to go from Balshin or Lombaria to Brightgate. Therefore, I'm just going to grab some troops, and we're going to move everyone to one place. We're going to go to Lombaria, where hopefully... there's like no resources on this island at all. But if we move everyone there, then we're just going to take them and attack Brightgate. That's the plan. So we'll just search that. Breach there. Patrol. And that's fine. You can go over there. Can you go up to the... Where can you go? Can I tell him to move to there? Yes. Just need to use some fancy clicks to do it. Go there. You go there. All right, go. Filthy wood elves, get lost. It's a shame I couldn't show you about because this just requires a lot longer game, and it requires a non-stupid map and enemies to be near me. But basically, when you grab secrets, you're unlocking these gates. Every time you unlock them, you get like magic items and gems and units joining you. And then once the gate is unlocked, like the first gate, once it's unlocked, you start to get blue horrors coming out of the gates. Once the second gate's unlocked, you start to get like blues and pinks and so on. It just goes, it escalates up and up and up. And every gate subsequently that you unlock, typically they require more secrets to unlock, but you get further and further along and you unlock more and more stuff pouring out of there. So eventually you get like a big rift in Tzeentch where you're getting the magic scales are being increased. Demons are coming pouring out of it, and you're getting loads of gems, and that's basically what you do by getting secrets on people. Getting secrets from people, I suppose. Let us gather our stupid forces into some lance catchers and our firing squad. You can cast whatever you want. It is fine by me. What are we missing? I think that's fine. You probably don't need to hold. Yep. Off we go. Oh, of course I can't take the... I completely forgot. I'm being daft. I'm forgetting how Dominions works. I can only take the sailing commanders. That's fine. So there's not going to be any blessing. They're going to have to do without a bless. And you guys are going to hold and attack enemy cavalry. Yeah, I'm just being silly. Getting how it works. Off we go. Let's just see if we can get a foothold there. In the underworld, we did win our fight. And I will build a temple. And all of these guys are going to go home now. Not because it's a good idea, but because I'm not going to be continuing this game, so they can just leave. We don't have anywhere outside of Dominion. I can't show you the building a lab and it exploding thing because we can't get to places outside of our Dominion, so that kind of sucks. Maybe we can fly a Sorcerer Lord. There we go, we'll do that. If we can take some land, we can fly a Sorcerer Lord over the water, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Battle in Bright Gate. Let's watch. What? No! I must have accidentally clicked the guys off it. A Sorcerer Lord has turned up as a multi-hero, that's cool. We're getting raided, great. Yeah, I think I didn't click to send those, I guess. Oh no, I know the problem. It's because their longships are too small. They can't take the cavalry. Is that what it was? The trolls and the cavalry? Yes, that's what it was. Oh, how ridiculous. How ridiculous. Alright, go home. Can you fly over the water? No, you cannot fly over the water. Yeah, he's not. It doesn't like flyers flying over the water in this. I guess they have to stop and take breaks. So he can't do it. How ridiculous. Well, let us for now just... So what you would do if you wanted to get secrets from an enemy nation typically is you could send in these guys, tons and tons of these cultists sneaking around in their lands, and you would hide and you would do hidden preaching there, and you would build up your dominion in enemy provinces wherever you can, and that would start giving you secrets. That's kind of what these guys are for. You could also instill uprisings and generally cause trouble because they are spies and get lots of information, which is very Tzeentchian. Let's send him as well. I don't imagine we're going to win that, but let's just see if we do. All my dreams shattered by Dominion's map generation. What do we got in Lombaria? Oh my god, look at that! This is the thing that only happens in single-player games or test games and never happens in an actual multiplayer game, where you just get loads of stuff. Can a squad of Chosen defeat, on their own, with no bless, a bunch of knights? Well, they can hit them very hard because they're armor-piercing attacks. No, they can't survive the charge because the knights have got their lances. If we had dogs, we could have stopped that, but I just didn't have any. Oh, getting massacred. If they had their bless as well, I think they'd be able to do it. Come on, Chaos Warriors. Come on, Chosen the Tzeentch, you can do it. I believe in you. I mean, I don't, I just said you couldn't do it. Nope. Kind of close though, right? Nearly did it. And if they'd had their bless and so on, they would be able to. And if we were on a less silly map. Look at the paths on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10 paths in total. 2 holy, and they fly absolute monster mages, the Sorcerer Lords. And 4 arm slots, fantastic for boosters. Okay, I'll check if there's any more questions in the chat. If it's just saying Dominions is a very good game and allows for very good mods, it is, and the Illwinter have been really good about adding things for modders specifically. They've been really supportive of the modding community and made good tools for us, so that's nice. Ice Frosty Raven asks, what's my favourite Warhammer nation to play as in my mod? It is Skaven. It will always be Skaven. They're the first nation I made. They're not really my nation like that I love in Warhammer Fantasy or anything, but they're the first nation I made, and I think they're just really fun and wild to play in Warhammer in single player, you know, using the crazy like engines of destruction they have, the water fire throwers and lightning things, killing your own troops, making huge numbers of rats to swarm all over the battlefield, spreading plagues around. It's really cool. Ice Riven says the gate mechanic sounds awesome. Hopefully it is. We'll have to see if people actually can gather enough secrets or if it's too slow or need to be sped up or anything. We'll tweak that one and make it better. And Joe Smith saying, any concern over people farming secrets by building labs outside Dominion, or is that intended? It is intended. That is one of the reasons why the labs cost a bit more. They're 700 gold each. You can just keep building 700 gold labs in order to get 10 secrets. I'm okay with that. That's fine. It's basically Tzeentch just doing crazy rituals and experiments by using gold to build labs and exploding them. It takes 2 turns every time you do it. You have to build the lab, wait a turn, and then it gets blown up in a sacrifice ritual. And I think it's okay people doing that and getting 10 secrets each time. It's the equivalent of just having like a bunch of enemy provinces in your dominion, which doesn't cost you anything. So we'll have to see. If that's too strong, I'll take some steps to stop it being too much of a focus. But I think it's fine, and the AI obviously does it and then unlocks gates as well, which is nice. So I'm going to call it there and say goodnight. Thanks for watching. And I will catch you another time with some further streams. Look for Dominions, the Warhammer Dominions mod to be updated very soon, and I'll put a change log up on my Ko-Fi page as well. Thanks for watching, and take it easy, everyone. Bye for now.